Baghdad is the capital of Iraq and the largest city in the country, with a population of around 8 million people. L'histoire longue ben c'est important chose sense de million planis. Baghdad is the capital of Iraq and the largest city in the country, with a population of around 8 million people. Was built on the bank walls of the 𝐒𝐭𝐞𝐩𝐈𝐧𝐭𝐨𝐇𝐢𝐬𝐭𝐨𝐫𝐲𝐲 cultural Sami Kalam. If you enjoy exploring the lost cities of history, don't forget to like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Your support really helps the channel grow. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the journey.
You're standing on the banks of the Tigris River. The year is 820 AD. Behind you, the sun rises over a city unlike anything you've ever seen. 3 massive circular walls, each one perfectly round, rising 30 meters high. Covered in kiln-fired brick that glows golden in the dawn light. This is Baghdad, Madinat al-Salam, the city of peace. 1 million people live here, making it the largest city on earth, larger than Rome, larger than Constantinople, larger than anything Europe will build for another 500 years. And today, you're going to spend 24 hours here, walking. Dawn, the city awakens. Through the perfect circles, watching scholars translate the secrets of the universe. Standing in the halls of the House of Wisdom, the intellectual engine of the Islamic Golden Age. Greek philosophy, Persian astronomy, Indian mathematics, all of it flowing into Arabic, all of it being revolutionized. This is Baghdad at its absolute zenith. Under Caliph al-Mamun, before the decline, before the Mongols, before it all fell apart. For one perfect day, you're here. Welcome to 24 hours in ancient Baghdad. Dawn, it's just before sunrise. The air is cool. The Tigris reflects the first hints of light from somewhere deep within the round city. You hear it. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. The call to prayer. A muezzin's voice echoes across the city. Then another from minarets across Baghdad. The dawn prayer begins. You're standing outside the outermost wall, the first of 3 concentric circles that make Baghdad the most geometrically perfect city ever built. The wall is enormous, 30 meters high, 44 meters thick at the base, crowned with battlements and watchtowers. 4 massive gates pierce this wall, each one pointing toward a different corner of the Abbasid Empire. You're heading for the Khorasan Gate, northeast toward Persia and Central Asia. The gate is already opening. 2 enormous iron doors, so heavy it takes 6 men to move each one, swing slowly inward. Merchants are waiting, caravans from Samarkand. Morning, the House of Wisdom opens. Silk Road traders with camels loaded with Chinese silk, Indian spices, Persian carpets. Guards check documents. Tax collectors assess goods. The day's commerce begins. You follow the merchants through the first gate. Now you're in the outer ring between the first and second walls. This is where most of Baghdad lives. Narrow streets radiate from the center like spokes on a wheel. Packed earth pathways lined with 2-story brick houses. Ground floors are shops, bakers setting up bread, butchers hanging meat, perfumers arranging bottles of rose oil and musk. Upper floors have wooden lattice screens, mashrabiyah, allowing women to see the street without being seen. Children are already playing, running through alleys, chasing chickens. A water carrier walks past with a leather bag on his back, calling out, "Water for sale." The smell of bread baking, sewage in the gutters, animals, spices, life compressed into tight spaces. This is how 1 million people live. But you're not staying here. You're heading for the inner circles. Through the second gate, past the government offices and military barracks, and finally through the third gate, into the heart of Baghdad. You're standing in the innermost circle now. At the exact center of the round city, 2 buildings dominate everything. To your left, the Great Mosque, its minaret rising toward the sky. Friday prayers will pack it with thousands. To your right, the Golden Gate Palace, residence of Caliph al-Ma'mun. Vaulted halls, marble columns, a green dome topped with a golden horseman statue. And between them, a large building with several small domes and a courtyard. This is Bayt al-Hikmah, the House of Wisdom. You approach the entrance. The doors are opening. Scholars are arriving. Some are Arab, some Persian, some from Syria, India, Central Asia. Some are Muslims, but many aren't. Christians, Jews, Zoroastrians, Buddhists, it doesn't matter. Al-Ma'mun has made it clear. Knowledge has no religion. If you can read Greek, translate accurately, and contribute to understanding, you're welcome here. A guard nods you through. The interior is cool. Wind towers on the roof funnel breezes down through vertical shafts, creating natural ventilation. The main hall is enormous. Vaulted ceiling, geometric tile patterns on the walls, light filtering through high windows and shelves. Hundreds of shelves filled with manuscripts. These aren't bound books, the codex style. These are scrolls and loose folios. Some in Greek, some in Syriac, some in Pahlavi Persian, some in Sanskrit, all waiting to be translated into Arabic. You watch a group of scholars at work. At the center table sits an older Christian monk named Hunayn ibn Ishaq. He's the greatest translator in Baghdad, fluent in Greek, Syriac, and Arabic. He's working on Galen's medical texts, 129 works by the Roman physician. Next to him, a younger assistant reads the Greek aloud. Hunayn translates into Arabic, speaking slowly. A scribe writes it down in careful Kufic script. Another scholar checks against a Syriac version for accuracy. This is how it works, layer upon layer of verification, making sure nothing is lost in translation. Every word matters, because these aren't just being translated, they're being improved. Hunayn adds his own commentary, corrects errors in the Greek manuscripts, synthesizes different versions. The Arabic text that emerges is often better than the original. You move to a smaller room off the main hall. Here, working alone at a desk covered in calculations, sits a Persian scholar named Muhammad ibn Musa al-Khwarizmi. He's about 40 years old. Midday, the diversity of knowledge. Wears a simple robe, has ink stains on his fingers, and he's inventing algebra. You watch over his shoulder. He's writing a book, Kitab al-Jabr wa al-Muqabala, the compendious book on calculation by completion and balancing. Al-Jabr, restoration, completion. This is where the word algebra comes from. What he's doing is revolutionary. He's taking problems that Greeks solved geometrically, with shapes and lines, and solving them with pure numbers and operations. He writes, a square and 10 roots equal 39 dirhams. In modern notation, x squared plus 10x equals 39. He's developing systematic methods for solving equations, rules that work every time, algorithms. Algorithm. That word comes from his name, al-Khwarizmi. He doesn't know it, but what he's writing will become one of the most influential mathematics texts in history. It will be translated into Latin, taught in European universities for 500 years, formed the foundation of modern mathematics. But right now, he's just working through a problem methodically, step by step. You watch him test a solution, verify it, move to the next equation. This is how science advances, not in dramatic breakthroughs, but in careful, systematic work. Hour after hour, day after day, year after year. It's approaching midday, time for a break. Scholars file out into the central courtyard. There's a fountain here, palm trees providing shade. A servant brings dates and flatbread, cups of water. You sit on a stone bench and listen to the conversation. Afternoon, instruments and innovation. Al-Khwarizmi is discussing astronomical tables with a colleague. They need to calculate the position of planets for prayer times. Muslims need to know the precise direction of Mecca for prayer, the exact time of sunrise and sunset for Ramadan fasting. This requires sophisticated mathematics, trigonometry, spherical geometry. The Greeks had some of this, the Indians had more. The Persians had their own tradition. Here in Baghdad, it's all coming together. Another scholar joins in. He's working on translating Ptolemy's Almagest, the greatest Greek astronomical text, but he's noticed errors. The observations don't quite match what they're seeing in Baghdad's skies. Maybe Ptolemy got something wrong. Maybe the stars have moved. They debate, compare notes, check each other's calculations. This is what makes the House of Wisdom special. It's not just translation, it's collaboration, synthesis, original research. Midday. The sun is directly overhead now. The heat is building. Most of Baghdad retreats indoors during the worst of the midday sun. But inside the House of Wisdom, work continues. You walk through different sections. In one room, physicians are translating Indian medical texts, learning about surgery techniques, herbal medicines, anatomical knowledge that Rome never had. In another, engineers are studying Greek mechanical texts, Hero of Alexandria's automata, Archimedes' war machines. The Banu Musa brothers, 3 brothers who all work here, are designing programmable machines, mechanical devices that can perform sequences of operations automatically. Water clocks that strike bells at precise intervals, automatic flutes that play themselves. These aren't toys, they're studying the principles of automation, of programming physical objects to perform tasks. 1,300 years before computers, they're thinking about algorithms implemented in bronze and water. In the coolest part of the building, partially underground, you find the manuscript repository. This is where the real treasure is stored. Thousands of scrolls and codices carefully organized, catalogued, protected. Every important Greek philosophical text, Aristotle, Plato, Euclid, Ptolemy, Persian scientific works, Zoroastrian religious texts, Indian mathematics, Arabic poetry and history, the Quran and Hadith collections. A librarian explains the system. Each manuscript is registered, listed by author, title, subject, cross-referenced. If a scholar needs a specific text, it can be found within minutes. This isn't just a library, it's an organized knowledge system. Some manuscripts exist in multiple copies. If one is damaged, others survive. Some are being actively copied. Scribes working in careful calligraphy, preserving texts that might be the only surviving version in the world. You watch a scribe copy a Greek medical text. Every letter perfect. Every diagram reproduced exactly. This is how knowledge survives. One copy at a time, one careful scribe at a time. As the afternoon heat begins to fade, scholars return to active work. You follow a group to a workshop adjacent to the main building. Here, craftsmen are building scientific instruments, astrolabes. These brass devices can measure the position of stars, calculate prayer times, determine latitude. They're incredibly complex. Rotating discs with engraved markings, precision metalwork. A craftsman shows you one. You can use it to tell time, navigate, predict eclipses. It's essentially an analog computer. Greek astronomers invented early versions, but here in Baghdad, they're being perfected, made more accurate, more versatile. Every major astronomer in the Islamic world will carry one. Next to the astrolabe maker, another craftsman is building a quadrant for measuring the height of stars above the horizon. And over here, someone is grinding lenses, glass lenses for magnification. A scholar named Ibn al-Haytham is studying optics, how light travels, how the eye works, how lenses can bend light. He's writing a book that will revolutionize the science of vision, showing that light comes from objects to the eye, not the other way around. His work on lenses will eventually lead to telescopes, microscopes, eyeglasses. But right now, he's just grinding glass, testing focal lengths, taking notes. You ask a scholar how all this is funded. He explains, Al-Mamun pays for everything. Scholars receive stipends, sometimes lavish ones. One translator reports being paid in gold, equal to the weight of the books he translates. Why? Because Al-Mamun understands something crucial. Knowledge is power, not military power, not just economic power, civilizational power. The empire that knows mathematics, astronomy, medicine, and philosophy better than anyone else will be the most advanced civilization. Baghdad is competing with Constantinople, with China, with whatever remains of Rome's intellectual tradition. And right now, Baghdad is winning because of this building, these scholars, this investment in knowledge. Evening. The sun is setting over the Tigris. Scholars are beginning to leave the House of Wisdom, heading home. You follow them out through the gates, back through the circles. The markets are closing. Merchants packing up their goods. Street vendors selling evening meals. Grilled lamb, rice with saffron, dates and nuts. The call to Maghrib prayer echoes across the city. You stop at a food stall, buy skewers of meat, flatbread, a cup of date wine. Sitting on a bench near the Tigris, you watch the city transition to night. Baghdad never completely sleeps, but it slows down. Street traffic thins. Families retreat to homes. Gates close. In the palace, the caliph is hosting scholars for dinner. This is regular. Al-Mamun loves intellectual conversation. Tonight's topic, the nature of infinity. Can there be an actually infinite number, or only potentially infinite? Greek philosophers debated this. Now Arab and Persian thinkers are taking it further. The debate will last hours into the night, but you're not invited to that. Instead, you watch the stars emerge. Full darkness now. Baghdad streets are mostly empty. Curfew is in effect. Guards patrol. But on the roof of the House of Wisdom, lights are still burning. A small group of astronomers is working. You climb the stairs and join them. They have instruments set up, quadrants, an astrolabe, tables of calculations. They're tracking planets. Venus is visible, Jupiter, Mars. One astronomer is timing the exact moment Jupiter passes a certain star. Another is recording the observation. This data will go into astronomical tables, 𝐒𝐭𝐞𝐩𝐈𝐧𝐭𝐨𝐿𝐬𝐭𝐨𝐫𝐲𝐲. These tables allow precise calculation of planetary positions for any date, past or future. They're used for astrology, which the Caliph takes seriously, but also for practical navigation, calendar keeping, and pure science. The astronomers work quietly, efficiently. Every few minutes, one calls out an observation. Another records it. This will go on all night. Every clear night for years. Slowly accumulating data, building more accurate models of the heavens. You look up at the stars, the same stars visible everywhere on Earth. But here in Baghdad, they mean something different. They're not just navigation aids, not just omens. They're data, problems to be solved, mysteries to be understood. And the tools being developed here, the mathematics, the instruments, the systematic observation, will unlock those mysteries. Some of these astronomers' names will survive, most won't, but their work will. The astronomical tables created in Baghdad will be used for centuries in the Islamic world, in Europe, around the globe. They'll be translated into Latin, into Hebrew, into every language that cares about the heavens. And the methods they're using, careful observation, mathematical modeling, systematic record keeping, will become the foundation of modern science. As midnight approaches, you descend from the roof. The House of Wisdom is quiet now. A few lamps still burning, guards watching the manuscripts. You walk back through the silent circles of Baghdad, past the sleeping markets, through the gates. Standing again on the banks of the Tigris, you look back at the city. 1 million people. 3 perfect circles, the largest city on Earth. And somewhere within those walls, the entire accumulated knowledge of human civilization is being gathered, translated, improved, and preserved. This moment won't last forever. Political decline will come, economic troubles, military defeats. And in 1258, 4 centuries from now, Mongol armies will destroy it all. The round city demolished, the House of Wisdom burned, the Tigris running black with ink from thousands of books. But not all will be lost. The knowledge created here will survive, in copies scattered across the Islamic world, in translations that made it to Europe. Algebra, algorithms, optics, astronomy, medicine, all of it born or perfected here in this city on this day, 820 AD. You've spent 24 hours in ancient Baghdad, and you've witnessed the moment when human knowledge took a quantum leap forward. Welcome to Time Warp Cities. If you want to explore more lost intellectual centers of history, hit subscribe and let us know in the comments. What other vanished cities of knowledge should we reconstruct? Baghdad may be gone, but what was created here changed the world forever.